Welcome to another day in the Matrix. Waters above crypto. We are getting the green pill today in the crypto market after yesterday's little pullback. The FOMO continues to run wild. So in today's video, I'm going to go over the Bitcoin and XRP charts, do some technical analysis, and share what I'm seeing in the charts. And since the month is almost over, I've decided to run a sale on my Mastermind course until the end of August. So if you're new here, we do cryptocurrency technical analysis and combine it with Gematria Numerology and Astrology to understand these markets. Feel free to subscribe and turn on the bell notification to stay updated on when new videos come out. And make sure to give this video a like and share this channel with other conscious people to help grow this community. Also, I'm currently running a sale for my Mastermind course until the end of the month. So for those of you that want to learn how to do technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, you can join my Mastermind course with the promo code in the pinned comment below for a discount. My email is in the description box to get in contact with me for access to the course. And with that being said, let's take the red pill. So I wanted to quickly start this off with potentially a couple dates to look out for, and one of which being the 27th of August in a couple days, which will give us the 22 date numerology. And I believe that's something that's been really important lately, these 22s, 33s, 44s. We know these numbers are big in the occult, so it's important to look out for whenever we get these 22s for sure, because they do show up in our dates. And that 22 date, I believe we have another date to consider, which would be the day after, the 8 plus 28 plus 20 plus 21, giving us that 77. So it's going to be interesting, those two dates, the 27th and the 28th. Of course, naturally, the day before this day, which would be the 27th minus 1. And what you're getting is that 76, which comes back to Ripple. That's 76 in the English ordinal cipher. And also, since that date 8/27/2021 gives us the 22, we know that naturally comes back to XRP in the full reduction cipher. So just something to keep in mind. It's an interesting date. It's kind of random, but it's something I thought to share with you guys before we get into the analysis. So let's go. So we're going to quickly go over what's been going on with Bitcoin. Again, we had our 5-day closure. I'm going to shut off all this excess noise, drawings, and we can see something really important, which is our 8 simple moving average crossing above the 55 simple moving average, And you can see that right here. So we have this massive bullish cross of the 8 above the 55, and that is really critical because whenever we get those crosses on the higher time frames, that solidifies bullish momentum. And again, I believe that we're going to continue most likely for maybe about a week or so into September 1st, 2nd, or 3rd, and then we will start to see a inevitable pullback in this market. So continuation and trend is up. That doesn't necessarily mean these coins need to make new highs. It just means that the bullish momentum will continue most likely until the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd of September. And where I got that from was studying previous bull markets. So I'll show you that quickly in the video and then we will continue. But I'll go to the daily chart. I'll shut off these moving averages and I will go back to the 2017 bull run and show you exactly what I'm talking about with the month of August and how we basically just moved straight up in a line all the way until August ends around September. And you could see right here, we hit our local highs on September 2nd and then started a pretty dramatic pullback. So you can see all of August in an uptrend. There was a noticeable pullback, but for the most part, it was an uptrend. And then we saw top at the 2nd of September, followed by a correction. Now let's go back to the bull run before that, which was 2013, the bull run that I feel we are more likely looking like. And we're going to see another interesting thing where we have here in the month of August, which is starting around here, we have an uptrend, and that uptrend leads all the way to a top around September 2nd and 3rd. We're about the same price, and then we get an inevitable pullback. What we see also is another noticeable pullback into October, but remember what I've been telling you guys here for months. I do not expect Bitcoin and most of these top coins to be hitting all-time highs. Actually, I'll take that back. This is more relevant for Bitcoin because Bitcoin has the previous bull runs as opposed to a lot of these coins don't. So besides, the top coins that were in the previous run of 2017, none of them really have too much chart history. So just for the educational purpose of this video, let's talk about Bitcoin. And I've been saying that wait till the second week of October, and that's where we're going to start to see Bitcoin hit new all-time highs. So you can hold me accountable for this. I believe that Bitcoin will hit 66,000 for the first time in the second into third week of October. I do not believe it will happen sooner than that. September is typically a month of confusion and pullbacks. So let's go back to today and what's going on. And just to let you know why I believe we could continue this uptrend moving into September 1st or 2nd, and then have a little bit of a pullback. We'll get into the price targets in a little bit. So let's go back to that 5-day just because that's what we were discussing. And we have our bullish cross of the 8 simple above the 55. And another thing that was really nice to see was this big bullish engulfing candle that we got a couple days ago, textbook. So all the key moving averages on the 5-day chart are also coiling up around this 41,000 level. You can see them all right here. So 41 to 42,000, definitely a solidified support. So let's go to the 3-day chart and see what we're getting there. So we have a closure tonight for the 3-day, and we can see that we had our bullish cross of the 8 above the 55. That's really good. We also see that we had the 21 crossing above the 34. So we have these EMAs in bullish posture where the 13 is above the 21 above the 34, and we could see our 200s on the downside are sloping upwards. Now, what we need to see also on the 3-day chart is to see these 3 exponential moving averages cross above the 55 simple moving average, which is this white moving average. When you start to see that, then we will have this in correct order, where it would be the 8 above the 13, 21, 34, 55 below the EMAs. So if that's a little bit confusing, again, I have my mastermind course. It's on sale until the end of the month. Definitely take advantage of that sale if you've been watching my content lately and you're a little bit confused, you want to learn more. And also I include how to combine Gematria Numerology and Astrology along with the technical analysis. So therefore we could be comprehensive, utilize some more of the esoteric code, and be able to get a leg up on this market. So we see right here that this chart is looking pretty damn solid. We had the bullish engulfing on that 3-day as well. And with this, we've barely even back tested lower levels. So this is maintaining bullish structure for sure. So one of the things I would like to see for tonight's closure is just anything above right here at 47,000. That would maintain structure for the most part. And again, I do believe we should probably see 50K retest again before the end of this month leading into September 1st. At least another 50K retest. So let's look at the 2-day chart and see what's going on. 2 days looking really good. You could actually see that today or the other day, we actually back tested the 8 simple moving average. Of course, that being the shortest term moving average, back testing that is critical just to be able to show that this has some structure. When coins just move straight up to the upside, they typically have very nasty corrections and pullbacks on the way down. So you can see something really nice here, which is what I was just talking about with the 3-day chart. You have the 8 above the 13, 21, 34, 55, and the 200s are on the downside sloping upwards. One thing we can talk about though is how this 55 is sloping downwards. So it'll probably take a full month for this to be able to bottom out, get a little bit of a curvature, and then start heading and sloping to the upside. You want these moving averages, especially the 55 and the 200s, to be sloping up. When they're sloping up, that's a sign of the price is actually gravitating bullish. When they're sloping down, it's a sign of correction, it's a sign of lack of strength, it's a sign of consolidation, etc. So again, there's really nothing bearish to say about what's going on. We just watched Bitcoin backtest the 200 simple moving average with a beautiful bounce followed by a gain of about 70% to the upside. All happened exactly the way that I said it would happen back around this time frame of late July. So it's beautiful to see it all come into play. And it's also really nice to be seeing all these moving averages start to flip into the bullish posture. So again, today's closure being anywhere where it's at now, anywhere above that 47,700 level would be really nice. Bitcoin would have to lose about $1,000 between now and tonight's closure. So again, I don't see that. Oh, actually, excuse me. That would be the 27th of August. My bad. I was discussing the 3-day chart closing tonight, and that's really what's more important. Take it one step at a time, right? So let's move on to the daily chart, because that is where things are always the most interesting. We have a lot of data, and we could see that we did backtest the 13 exponential moving average. So backtesting that was a good sign. We haven't quite backtested the 21 exponential, this orange moving average. We haven't backtested that since about all the way here on August 5th. So this is looking very interesting. Again, we have this 21 exponential about to cross above the 200 simple moving average. That's a very bullish cross to get. So that's looking nice. And then ultimately what we would love to see is this 55 crossing above this 200 exponential. That would be a huge cross as well, because that would put us back into more bullish posture. And I do like to see that this 8 simple is continuing to hold as a nice bounce level. So we are currently above the 8 simple moving average, and any closure tonight maintaining above that 8 simple would be indicative of continuation to the upside as well. So again, the 8 simple, I like to use that. A lot of other analysts use the 9 or the 10 exponential, and the reason why I'm using the 8 simple is because, first and foremost, 8 being a Fibonacci number, I like to use Fibonacci's. And then also when we have this structure that we're getting with crypto where it's extremely volatile, it's necessary to have some exponential moving averages, but also have some simple moving averages, because it's nice to have a little bit more of a lagging moving average and then one that's a little bit more updated. And the combination of the ones that I've decided to use are very powerful. Again, all Fibonacci numbers on purpose. The only ones that aren't Fibonacci's would be the 200. So, and I do use Fibonacci's only when I'm doing my trading as well. And it's just been something that I've done since pretty much the beginning of my work. For anyone who's been in my mastermind course for a while, if you watch the earlier content, which goes back to September of 2020, which seems like forever ago, you can see that I was using these same moving averages. I've always felt that they've been more superior. And again, it's because prime numbers and Fibonacci numbers are always more superior when you're working with numbers in general. So one other thing, though, that we could talk about to be a little bearish is this bearish divergence on the RSI. So we see continual lower highs formed, and then we are also seeing a upswing in prices. So we see the price trend is continuing onto higher highs, whilst the RSI is actually trapped and it is showing a bearish divergence. Now, that is something that I do believe will eventually come into play, but most likely not until the first week of September. So September 4th, 5th, 6th, around that time. The new moon energy and the full moon energy is not the same as it used to be, because the amount of manipulation that this market has experienced back in June, July, and into our recent relief rally of August is a perfect textbook repeat of the 2013 bull run. So these coins that are brand new, they're a little bit more of a wild card, but Bitcoin is definitely a fixed algorithm. Price action is 100% ritual, moved to the T compared to previous bull run cycles. And all you have to do is study the charts to be able to see that. It is quite obvious. Now, we could get micro cycle bottoms and micro cycle tops around the new and full moon, but from here on out, it is pretty much just a bull run, okay? And that's something to keep in mind. So one other thing we could talk about for some price targets, naturally the price target to the upside would be our 618, which is the $51,100 level. So you can see right here, the 618, 51,100. That would be my upside target, and my downside target would actually naturally be the 21 exponential moving average, which is sitting around here at about $46,000. Also, that would be around the 200 simple moving average. So those would be my short-term upside targets and my short-term downside targets. Again, I'm a little bit more biased towards the upside targets at this time just because of the previous data we've seen in previous bull runs. We tend to continue to the upside all the way until September 1st minimum. Okay, so this means that we're not going to have the new moon around September 7th, I believe, around Rosh Hashanah. That will not be our highs. It will be earlier. Keep that in mind. So We should anticipate, again, corrections into mid-September. Around September 16th is when I'm anticipating my bottoms, and I will discuss that in the next video that I make, and patience will be rewarded. So before we move on to XRP, go ahead, give this a like, get this to 1,000 likes, be beautiful. Shows the YouTube algorithm bots that we are doing something special. So let's go over to the 5-day chart. We know we had that 5-day closure the other day, and everything's looking pretty damn good. We could see the 8 simple moving average is actually crossed above most of our key moving averages, and it's about to cross above that 13 exponential. As long as we're trading above 95 cents, the next 5-day closure, which comes in on August 29th, we should be able to see that come to fruition, where this 8 will be above the 13, 21, 34, 55, etc. And this 5-day chart would be 100% bullish now. So XRP is actually looking pretty damn good. But where these moving averages all coil up is around that 85 to 90 cent level. So that's something to keep in mind in regards to downside support. So let's move on to the 3-day closure. We know we have that 3-day coming in tonight now. And we can see we had our 8 cross above the 55, and we could also see that now one exponential moving average at a time is crossing above that 55 simple moving average, and that's very nice to see as well. So once we see this 21 and this 34 cross above that 55 while they're all sloping to the upside, very nice to see. And that should be coming in probably before October, very soon actually. So patience again will be rewarded. And I believe that tonight's closure would be best anywhere above $1.08. So anything above $1.08 would probably make this a little bit more on the bullish side. Again, XRP is a little bit more of a wild card in its price movement, but it has seemed to be tethered to Bitcoin's price action pretty heavily. So we just need to wait and see how tonight's closure goes. Again, I do not think it's going to lose a full 8 cents between now and then, but anything's possible in the matrix, and it would be important for me to just share price target levels with you regardless of the possibilities. Of course, anything's possible, but the probabilities say that we were most likely going to be closing higher than that. Now, where we're at right now is still also a little precarious on the 3-day, but since we are heavily trading above our moving averages and we haven't actually back tested many of our moving averages since early in the month, it's kind of just something to keep in mind. So again, 3-day closure tonight above $1.08 would be very nice to see, and it would maintain structure. And let's move on to the 2-day chart. We know the 2 days coming in 2 more days, and then we've been trading below this 8 simple moving average lately, so that's not good. But you know, with XRP, you could just wake up and the next day it could be up to $1.40, and you're just like, how did that happen? That's the way this coin likes to work. So all we could think about is the idea of the market structure, which at this time it is bullish and it is in an uptrend. So we can see the cross that we're talking about the whole video, plus we have all of these key exponential moving averages have crossed above the 55. So this chart is 100% similar to the 2-day chart of Bitcoin. Okay, they're identical. We could see the 8 above the 13, 21, 34, and the 55 is sloping down. So again, probably need to get through at least September before we see this continue to bottom out and then start to tick to the upside, and then the 55 will be looking as healthy as the 200s look. So just something to keep in mind. Let's move to the daily chart. So with the daily, we actually almost back tested the 21 exponential moving average. We did break a little bit below that 13, but that's completely okay because now we are back above it. Everything's looking pretty good. And I would like to assume that remaining in this structure above this wick low right here at $1.04 is completely healthy. So just think about this August 18th wick low at $1.05. Anything remaining above that level is just a support at this time, and breaking below that would break below structure. Typically, you want to look at the 21 exponential on the daily. Any closures above that is maintaining bullish, and any closures below that is indicative of a trend reversal to the downside. So until we start closing dailies below the 21, it's all good in the hood, and it's just something to consider. We have a very noticeable resistance point here at like $1.23. Yeah. So right here, you can see the VPVR point of control. This red line is showing you that $1.23 is a very intense level to be able to break. So once we are closing probably 5-day candle, weekly candles above that concretely, we're most likely not going to be heading on to much significantly higher prices. But with that being said, we know that we have a noticeable support zone at that 85-cent level. We know that now because of the 236 fib, and the 236 fib, I'll show you right here, is typically our strongest level. So you can see that 236 right here is showing you that it is right around the 200 simple moving average, and that level right there is always what gets held during bull runs. Could it wick lower? Absolutely. But for the most part, that's the level that you're going to be holding most likely on any bigger pullbacks. So just something to keep in mind. Upside target would naturally be $1.41. Again, at the 618 fib, you can see that right here. The 618 fib of Bitcoin being that 51,100, that would most likely give the momentum to XRP to be able to hit the $1.41 level. And then we have the natural downside target, which would be the 21 exponential, and then around this 382 level. It's pretty much where I'd be looking for any downside targets. I'm personally seeing that this trend line right here, that's sitting around this 97-cent level, even as low as that would be possible. But again, I do not see that happening first. I believe that we are most likely going up into September 1st or September 2nd for all these coins. Then we'll see a bigger correction into the sub $1 XRP. So getting below $1 XRP again is very likely. Okay, I'm not saying it will happen. I'm saying that it is very likely based on technical analysis. So I believe we'll be seeing upside targets, at least retest of previous highs before the start of Shemitah on September 7th. More than likely September 1st through 3rd, we should probably be ticking up to this $1.30 level again before rolling over and back testing the lower levels again. So anyways, I am running the sale on my mastermind course until the end of this month. Definitely take advantage of that if you want to learn how to do technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, and enjoy the rest of your day in the Matrix. Much love.